Good evening, guys, and be welcome to another live stream on YouTube. Tonight, I'm gonna try to guide you guys through the steps and through what we have on our box to build the Grumman Wildcat F4F-4. So, proposed model is this one. Okay. We'll try to assemble it to a great standard. Again, I'm no professional. I'm no expert builder, but I will try to guide you guys through a good result. Again, don't be deluded. Don't think that I'm the most perfect scale modeler ever, the top of the ranks, but I'm just a regular scale modeler, willing to help whoever wants to help, whoever wants to be helped. Sorry, guys. So without further ado, we're gonna check the contents inside the box. We're gonna see what we have here, and we go from there, guys. So, on opening the box and taking the plastics off, we are presented with, kind of hard to hear, it is, my envelope is all the way up. Give me a second, my friend. Technical issues, I'll gonna try to fix them. Where is my mic? Where is it? Right, let's put all this way up, and let's go with the camera one. Okay, any better this way? Let's try this way, but does it work better? I'm really sorry, because I go with technical difficulties every now and then we have issues like this. I should have tested. Oh, cool, that's great. So be welcome to the stream, bud. Hope you are well. So this is what we are gonna try to build and to achieve a great quality standard. So this is the Grumman Wildcat F4F, and this is what we are presented in the box. So clear parts come inside the bag. They are independently sealed and look good. So we have just try to fix it. Right, so we have the clear parts here, which look absolutely great and really good. We have a detailed, well, as detailed as you can for this scale, radial engine. You have the two-part assembly, so you have the rear one, this one sits on the front. The cowling, the details are really beautiful and really good. So that's one. As you guys can see on the wings, not sure if you guys can see properly. Let me know if it is too shiny. You have lovely, amazing details on the wings, as you guys can see here, riveting, all these areas, the tail ones as well. Another detail of the wings, as you guys can see. Fuselage, very well detailed as well. Rivet lines all along the wings, rivet lines on the panels, on the wings as well. But yeah, much for the price. I believe is a beautiful piece of kit. Some might say that the landing gear is over engineered. We'll have a look into it. So we have a set of decals here that we can build. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask on the chat. I'm more than happy to answer them. So let me know, and I'll be happy to help you guys. So instructions wise, this is a bit on the tricky side because I spoke with people that have told me that the landing gear is over engineered. It's too many parts and so on and so on. But having built this model before, as you guys can see, where is the landing gear? I think it's on the next page. So there you go. This is the landing gear. It starts on instruction 12 and goes all the way down to 20 to be assembled at the fuselage. There's loads of parts to be painted, to be molded, to be cleaned, to be assembled, but these parts here, the landing gear wheels, are open, and once they are open you can see to the inside. So you need to have a fair amount of detail there, so it doesn't look like something that got knocked together for no reason. So I don't think it's over engineered. I think it's a beautiful piece of engineering and allows you to create a much better finish. So the full model can be built in how many steps? 46 steps that we get the full assemble. We have the option to build him with the open wings or closed wings. So I'll leave this to you guys to decide what you wanna do. Leave a comment, leave something on the chat, or leave a comment on the video after, and let me know what you prefer. Open wings or closed wings is up to you guys. We will build as you guys want or as you guys wish. In the absence of any comments, I think I'll build it one wing folded, one wing open, just to make it different. So this is what we have on the box. This is what it comes for us to assemble. Now, assuming that I'm trying to guide people through the new steps of scale modeling, that you guys are new to scale modeling and are trying to learn the hobby and trying to know the ins and outs of the hobby, I can tell you what we need to assemble this kit, or the essential tools to build this kit. So open wings, I have 2 of them, so maybe I'll do 1 of each. Cool, we build open wings then. Open wings will be. So what we need for these? For these we're gonna need a set of cutters or side cutters. My one is a bit on the fancy side, but doesn't need to be this fancy. I have a Citadel one. The cut on this is absolutely perfect. You can see. I'm sorry, guys. So this I absolutely love this side cut. It's a bit on the expensive side. Thank you so much for the sub, TRND. Really appreciate it, but all the subscribers here are very welcome, and thoroughly enjoy you guys following my work. So we're gonna need side cutters. We're gonna need a hobby knife with a sharp blade. Essential on every every bench. So, and please play safe and have the cap. We're gonna need tweezers. On my case, I have thin points and the large points. So this gives you an amplitude of, I have more on here, but I have more of flat ones. I have loads of stuff. So for me, this will be the two main ones that you need. You're gonna need sanding paper or sanding sticks. You can use nail files. I'm really sorry for my interruption, but I'm thinking Portuguese and translating to English, and sometimes that doesn't work very well, so I do apologize for that. This is a nail file. You can get them cheap on the pound shop or dollar store if you are in America. Or alternatively, you can have these sanding sticks. These ones are from Albion Tools. I thoroughly recommend them. They are absolutely great. You have different thickness and different grains on each one. So this one is rougher, this one is a bit thinner, this one is just after the blue one, then you have the yellow one that after the white. The red is almost like a polishing one, and this one is the rougher, the gross grain of all. In addition to that, I too do have from Albion Tools as well some thinner ones. So for those areas that are more intricate, I have these ones. But again, you don't need this. Sanding paper will do exactly the same effect and will be exactly the same. So you guys don't need to spend a lot of money. If you get wet sandpaper, it will do the same thing. I have as well them here. I have from Grit 1000 to 12,000, but you don't need that much. Probably tops 2,500 will be more than enough for this build. So after that, we're gonna need plastic putty. Not that we need much on this one, but we're still gonna use some. We're still gonna need some. So we're gonna need some plastic putty, pencil, so that you can mark whenever you finish one step. So you just know where you are at, and always know where you are. So paintbrush, a thin paintbrush for the details inside the cockpit, inside the fuselage, so we need one of those as well. Microsol and microset for the decals at a later stage. Gloss varnish for the after painting. Here we're gonna need primer, and so on and so on. But at the moment, the main things that you need are sandpaper, hobby knife. I'm really sorry, guys. I don't know what's happening with me, but I'm really sleepy, and that is not looking good on the live stream. So what we're gonna need for now is brush for the fine details, tweezers for the cockpit and the assembling of the landing gear, hobby knife, more than essential, we need these at all times, and side cutters, they are very, very important as well. Putty, not at this stage, later stage, so we're gonna need a few of these tools now on the immediate start. After that, we can crack on and we can start our build. One of the things that I would advise you guys thoroughly, but really thoroughly, is to read the instructions really careful. Sometimes the way that they tell you to assemble on the instructions is not the best one, and is not the best of the sequences. So please read very carefully. Make sure that you know, or make sure that it will work for you guys, because what might work for Airfix might not work for you. I have found myself in that position a few times already, where the order of instructions is not the best one to suit me, so I just skip over and then come back to that. These ones are pretty much straightforward. You need to assemble the cockpit. Cockpit is fairly simple. It's a tiny little thing. You have two decals, one on each side of the lateral of the cockpit, the pilot seat obviously, and then the front that will attach to the fuselage. With all of this assembled, you start assembling the landing gear, where you have all these steps here. So all of these, and this is the assembling of the landing gear. Step 20, landing gear assembled. We can close the fuselage, assemble the radial motor with the shaft propeller. We attach the cowling, making sure that they are centered on these ends. And after these, we attach the rudders on the back and the wings on the front. So as we are assembling full wings, we use this set. If we are to assemble folded wings, we need to do this part first and then the wings. Wind wings assembled. It's time for some primer along the seam lines, and make sure that everything is nice and tight. Everything is perfect. We need to mask the canopy as well, and then we are ready for painting. So you can choose one of two schemes, either the one flown by Captain Marion E. Carl or the one that have flown on the VF6 United States Navy. So either way, they are very similar. I think the color shot on here is a bit wrong, but I need to figure out this. I haven't looked over in great detail just yet. What do the color parts indicate? They don't indicate much. They have two colors only. You have the, let's see, because they are the same. So you have the matte US Gold Gray on the bottom, and you have the matte US Dark Gray on top. Which brand do you use? TR&D? I usually go with AK Real Colors. So I tend to use these ones. But if I go my color equivalency, so where is my app? I have an app that gives me the color. There you go. No, not this one. Where the heck is my? Oh, here. Hobby color. The building part. Understand the paint guide. The building part just goes for the interior of the cockpit at the moment. I'm not wrong, and for the landing gear. So you have 226. Let me see. So what is Umbro? Acrylic. So if we look for 226, 226 is interior green matte. 62, which is leather. 85, which is black, if I'm not wrong. I don't work with Umbro very often, but I believe it's black. Yeah, cold black satin. And then 129, that is US gold gray satin. So for Vallejo, you are looking for... There's no equivalences for Vallejo? No, 71 121. That's the one you want. And then for the other ones, 129, you are looking to 71 121, 125, you are looking for 71097. So yeah, so we have 71097 which is equivalent to 125, and then 129 is 71121 is equivalent to 129. So yeah, basically it's half a dozen colors. We don't need that many. I'm not even sure if I have the real color ones. XF20 I do have here, I believe, from Tamiya. I have XFS20. Pretty sure I have. Should be somewhere around here, I believe. I'll make the on the colors. I got some of the 8 paint cents for that time period. Yeah, we have XF20 here, so we are good on that. We'll have to go back and write that stuff down. Yeah, and if you need anything, TRND, you know where to find me, but just pop a message, and I'm happy to make a list of the colors for you. I can do a list on the comments as well, editing the description, and let you guys know which colors do we need. We need the matte, the yellow, black, white, gunmetal. So there's a few that we might use a dab or two, or might even be not noticeable when you paint them. So you'll be absolutely fine. But we'll go with that. I probably will edit the description comments and get this done as we go along, and get them done, get the colors sorted. So any doubts, any questions that you... I got most of those. Yeah, I think between all the brands that I have here, I might have Tamiya, Ataka, Vallejo, MRP, AK Real Color. I have all the 9 yards of paints. I think I have far too much paints, so yeah. So if you guys are happy with what you have heard and seen so far, I might skip this now so that you guys can absorb and prepare yourselves, and then jump into the build. Or do you guys want to start seeing the build now? Let me know. You want some time to prepare yourselves, and then next week we start on the build, and today we do other stuff. Or if you guys want to see the build starting now and carry on next week, I'm happy to do that as well. Just let me know. Yeah, that's... Here we go. Yeah, I probably will leave this for next week, for next Friday, or we can start building the cockpit. Why not? Yeah. We can try to get to step 6 today. So if we do, I have most of the stuff already, just need knowledge. Let's start then. So the aim is to get to step 6 today. And off we go. Let me just take this one from here that we are building at the moment. Make some space. Let's let's get this done. Let me just have a sip of water. Cool. So let's go. So what we need? We need A8. So if you guys notice on this corner here, the frames are coded with the letters. So this one is B. This one is C, and this one is A. So let's start with A and what we need from here, and then we go from there. So we need A8. Where is 8? 8 is here. Things are flying already. So as you guys can see, this gets you a nice clean cut. So it's really good. So we need A8, A5. Here it is A5. And then we need B11 and B10. What is B? B, 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 B. When you think that you know the screws on top of your head, but after all you don't know nothing. So I need this one, which will be the seats for the pilot, which will be the same color as the cockpit, which is great. And then this one. Cool. So here we go, guys. We have the pedals with the cockpit panels. We have the back of the pilot, the back panel that goes on the back of the pilot. So this should be like this. Yeah. These go like this here. Where tweezers come handy. And then this one will come here. Yeah. And you have a rough shaped cockpit. So let's get stuff done. So the 226, which one is equivalent for this one? The 226 from Tamiya, from Mumbo to Tamiya will be which one? Interior green mats. So there is no equivalence for XF. Interesting. That's very interesting. So I'll go with cockpit green, which I have around here somewhere. Sky, not sky. What is my cockpit green? I think it's this one, XF71. So I've used XF71 for cockpit. So first we need to clear the marks on it, give it a good sanding, then we can start assembling. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. Please feel free to say something. If you want just to say hi, feel free to as well. I'm more than happy to listen to you guys. If you want to just say how rubbish I am and that I'm doing a bloody bad job, please feel free as well, because like I said, I'm no expert. I'm just another scale modeler trying to help other scale modelers. So like I say, feel free to scream and shout with me that I'm doing stuff wrong. One of the things much important that I forgot is glue. One of the most important things. Obviously you choose the glue you want. I have Tamiya extra thin, but I'm addicted to how you say it, to all the stuff that you need to assemble, like the consumables. So I have Mr. Cement, I have Big, I have AK, so I have loads of these. My favorite, by far, Tamiya extra thin cement. That's what I use in most of my builds. So that's what we're gonna use. We need to sand this one a little bit as well. Hope you guys can see it perfectly. If not, let me know. I'll try to change the angle of the camera. There we go. I have built a couple of them already, and they are a beautiful piece of work, honest to God. I love them all the way through. So what we're gonna do here, because we're gonna paint all of this, but we don't want to put the chair in, because then we can't reach the back of this panel. So we want to paint it and not touch with glue again. So we're gonna paint the chair on its own and the back panel of the thing, of the cockpit, after. So you have a little bit of flash here, a little bit of hobby knife touch. Just scratch a little bit. Take the excess plastic as you wish. Then one of the thin ones. Where is my thin one? Sorry guys, I should have this in hand, but I'm always working from behind, and usually it doesn't work very well, does it? If you guys like the video, if you guys are enjoying it, please feel free to drop a like. I know it doesn't sound much, but helps a lot for YouTube to say, wow, this video has a few likes, so let's share with other people around the YouTube, so that the channel gets discovered. So if you guys can drop me a like, that would be appreciated, guys. And if you are around and want to drop a subscribe, feel free as well. There we go. So on this, key is not to apply too much glue, so that then gets all over the place. So what we do, and that's why I like this glue so much, is that the tip is really thin on the brush. So what we do, we place the part where we want to glue it, and then we apply a dab of glue, and there we go, another dab of glue on each side. That way you avoid having loads of glue and avoid that your construction is going to be all over the place. So this one is on, it's going to dry now. Chair is done, so what I do, apply a little bit of blue tack, as you guys can see, on here. We apply a little bit on the bottom, get a cocktail stick, and we'll be fine. So you apply this on here. Apply it on the cocktail stick, and there we go. We have a chair ready to be painted. Now the instrument panels, same thing as we done before. Hobby knife, try to clear as much as you can. There we go. Little bit of sanding, just to eliminate the rough edges. And jobs is good. Cool, so now we have all the parts ready to paint. This glue dries fairly quick, so we are good to paint. Because the interior of the fuselage takes on the same color, the cockpit green, we're gonna detach them now and prepare them as well for the paint. So we do this, we do this. So if anyone just pop in, as the title suggests, we are showing how to build the Grumman Wildcat F4F-4 from Airfix in 1/72 scale. So at the moment we have the cockpit pretty much lined up. Now, like I said, as we have to paint this part in green as well, we're gonna move the fuselage as well. So we need to sand the where we cut the sprue so that we can smooth it off. And when we assemble it, we're not gonna lose it details for doing the seam line. So for that I'm using the white file stick, a 1000 grit sandpaper or wet sandpaper. As you guys can see, the edge is a bit rough on there, so we just add that on there. So once it's done, just come with the yellow one, which is a little bit thinner and doesn't take as many details off as the other one. Out, and there we go. But again, like I said, guys, if you don't have this 1000 grit wet sandpaper will do the trick as well, so don't worry if you don't have the sanding sticks. So now we should test the fuselage to see how it works. The only thing I don't like is the pre-built rear landing gear. Give me the gibberish because I don't like to have it pre-assembled. So as you guys can see, we have a fair bit done. So now it's time to get the cockpit green, prepare some paint, and off we go. I'm gonna put this one on a cockpit stick as well. A cocktail stick. Why the heck do I keep calling it a cockpit stick? It's not good, is it? And it's so wrong, isn't it? Sorry guys. Not the best teacher ever. There you go. Cocktail stick in here. Let's put it on top of the bottle. And again guys, if you guys are around there and you want to say something, please feel free to say something. If you like the video, please consider liking it. Sorry guys. And if you like it, please consider subscribing if you haven't subscribed yet. So now we have XF71, which is cockpit green. I have my XF20A. One thing I do wrongly, and I shouldn't, and if I'm teaching I shouldn't be doing this, is mixing the paint on the airbrush, but that's how I do. If you guys need further explanations on that, let me know and I'll try to explain to the best of my abilities the mixing ratios and all those things. So let's go. We don't need a huge amount, so we don't need the full cup. I'm using a Badger 100G with a fine tip. So usually I put my thinner first on the airbrush, and then I add the paint, which we need to mix it up. Get a brush, and I usually use the brush to add the paint on. Oh, happy days. Hope you guys are enjoying this so far. If you guys have any suggestions, any ideas to make the video better, if you guys want to tell me that I should be doing this way or that way, please feel free to. You have the chat. If you're not on the live chat, you have the comments. Please drop me a comment. I will reply to all of them, and I'll let you know my thoughts on it. So if you guys want to say something, please feel free. Right, we should be fine with mixings. There we go. And now I just add paint to the thinner. And then I usually use the side of the cup to see how much is running. So if it's not too runny, you don't want it too runny, you don't want it too thick, you want like milk consistency. Once you achieve that on the side of the cup and it's running, no, just on here, TRND. I'm doing just YouTube. But it will be on the VOD on here, so it will be, the video will be here, so you can access it whenever you want. So having done that, and then do this to mix it up the paint, and as you guys can see, we have a nice consistent flow of paint. Our parts are glued and ready to go, so let's go. I keep my distance, as you guys can see, and I apply thin coats. So there's no point trying to cover too much in one go, because all you're gonna do is create parts with a thick amount of paint, another parts that will have barely any paint. So take your time, build up your color, and that's the best way to paint it. I usually say don't try to be greedy and do everything in one go, because that's only going to create you problem further ahead. First you get too thick coat of paint that then will create you problems when assembling the model, and second, you're not going to have a nice uniform and even coverage. So be patient, take your time, build up your color, then using this method will allow you another thing as well, which is creating tone variations as well. So if you are not saturating the part with paint, you're gonna have parts where you have your paint a little bit darker, and other parts that you're gonna have a little bit lighter. So that's the natural, for me, the most normal color variation. Instead of you going with filters after and try to work the paint up and all those things, you get a nice effect. Then you can apply a wash. Yes, you can apply a wash, you can do loads of things, but I think the one that you go through the natural process of painting and building up your colors is the best way to do the thing. So just that's my personal opinion. And again, on the inside, you guys see on the first coat, it seems that I'm not even applying any green. As you guys can see, look. And again. So as you guys can see, thin coat and build up your color as you go along. Don't try to do everything in one go, because it's gonna go wrong, guys. It's gonna go freaking wrong very, very quickly. So now it's time to paint the black one and the silver on this one. I could use the airbrush, but I'll have to stop painting the green, clean the airbrush, and then go with black. So I think I'm going with brush on this one and get it done. Might take a little bit more of time to dry up, but it will be worth it. Again, so here we go again, another bit of color, and again building up nice thin layers. That's what we do. See? Hope you guys can see. If you guys can see something, let me know. I'll try to change the camera for a better view, or try to get second camera to do a better job. Instead of looking to my face, you can look to what I'm doing. Let me get some water. Very important to keep hydrated and carry on going. We keep pushing. We get a lot done for today. So the idea will be to have the cockpit parts done, and probably more than likely. Sorry guys, I'm gonna get my arm in front of you guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna use the Vallejo to paint the cockpit panel. Get another paintbrush because this one is a bit big area. This is my detail one. So what do I want? What is it? The heck? There we go. So you get a nice flat brush to paint the big amount of details on here, and then we go back and get a thinner one to get the small details. Again, if there's anything that you guys want to be explained more detailed or in more detail, please let me know, and I'll try to explain it better. I'll try to do it in a different way so that you guys can see it better. So one drop of paint, a couple of drops of acrylic thinner. There you go. Now we just mix it up. Again, same thing with painting with a brush. You want a nice diluted paint, and you don't want to cover everything in one go. You want to build. Oh shoot, not good. Sorry guys. Sometimes the parts come with the molding release agent, which is based on grease, and grease with acrylic paint does not mix up very well. So what I use alcohol. This is in Portuguese, I'm sorry, but I just cleaned the grease with this. And usually the paint sticks to it a lot better. So this dries fairly quickly because it evaporates on air. And now let's have a go. And as you guys can see, paint is sticking nothing and evenly. So again, you don't want to apply. At first it's gonna seem that it's not painted properly, that is missing paint here and there, but let it dry, take your time, have your patience, and on the second coat you're gonna see that you're gonna paint a lot better. Like I said, thin coats all the way through and you're gonna be fine. We can paint this as well, because this is gonna be painted on silver, and silver over black always shines a lot more and much more beautifully. There we go. So is there any other models that you guys would like to see being built on here as a form of kind of tutorial? Because like I said, I'm not a pro, far from that, but I try my best to explain the things I do so that we all are on the same page. So while that black dries, I'm gonna go with the green again and make it the last coat on it. Green done on the cockpit. So weathering wise, are we weathering it a lot? Are we just doing a minimal weathering on the cockpit? Just a few chips of metal and a panel liner. You want really rough, which I don't think is too realistic, to be honest, but again, you guys decide what you want to do. And once again, if you guys are enjoying what you're seeing, if you guys like what you see, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. Please feel free to pop into the chat and say, right mate, what are you doing? How are you doing? Or if you want to just say hi, feel free to as well. It's very well appreciated. I like people saying hi to me. I'm a very needed YouTuber that needs people to be reassuring me. So now I was asking if you guys, what other builds would you like to see, or if you guys want to see anything else on here. To be honest, you guys might say that, oh, this guy is a waste of time, I don't want to see anything else from him, or you guys might say, well, it was worth my time, we could build another airplane, and we go from there. Oh, I heard that part, there you go. So yeah, it's up to you guys. If you guys want to see different builds, please feel free, man. And again, if you guys like what you see, please drop a like on the video. Helps getting discovered and building the channel up. The likes are free, the subscriptions are free, so please feel free, guys. I'm very much appreciated to all of you. Right, so how the heck I'm gonna hold this with the thingy. So let's see if I still have some enough paint left to do this back. Shutting on the phone, watching through Xbox, which isn't signing. No problem, but no problem. There we go. So we have these bits painted. We're gonna go now back to the black. Try to apply a second coat. And you guys can see the difference immediately, where it looks a lot better all of a sudden. Paint sticking up a lot better. To me. Right here. So there you go, guys. We have that painted. Now we have to let it dry. So yeah, we might go with a bit of shipping. I need another one of those. Just bring this. For the shipping, we're gonna use a metal color, acrylic color, and I will use my Kolinsky brush. Quite like this one for these details. Very thin tip, and works a treat for this. So what we're gonna do is on these edges create some shippings on here, and then some on here where the pilot puts his feet as well. This will be mainly like that dry brush. So we're gonna go with a brush and try to make it as real as possible, or as random as possible. This is the annoying part. Boom. Here we go. Metal colors need to be shaken properly. So what we're gonna try to do is dip your brush on there, and then absorb the most of it on a piece of paper, and then slowly build it up on there, some shipping, as you guys can see. Don't overdo it, it's very easily overdone. So what we want is just subtle random marks. So as you can see, they are barely noticeable, but they are there. So we carry on. Let's try to do as much as we can in the most random possible way. The pilot seat as well, we can do a little bit on here. So we go, especially on the edges. There we go. Can apply some as well in here. If you want. And again, as random as possible you guys can, to make it look more convincing. We have some details to be added on here. The little boxes can be painted. So these little things that doesn't look much, and they will not be seen once you close the fuselage, but for you as a modeler, you know they are there, and they will be of great value for your personal satisfaction. I would say, I don't think you want to build just for the sake of building it. I think you guys want to do a labor of love, I would say. So how are we gonna do this? We can paint this one in black. And again, this brush is absolutely amazing for these details. If you guys, I can share the links for the tools I'm using. I don't get any commissions or anything like that. So if you guys want, let me know. Oh, I'm out of the screen, sorry guys. Je suis out of the screen. I get a bit carried away. There we go. And then we can go back and add some more little details in different colors. There we go. Now on the other side. Go. Now I need to wash these, but first doing this with the airbrush, just air. I'm trying to speed up the drying process of the paint. Instead of using the airbrush, the hair dryer, I use the air from the compressor, which will be speeding up the drying process of the paint. So that way, we hopefully can apply the gloss coat and have a semi-finished cockpit today. And we will be flying through it. Again, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask, please feel free to say. I'm more than happy to answer. We have a Discord channel as well. If you guys want to join in, feel free to. I'll share the link on the chat, and then I'll share the link on the description as well. So if I go here, and I get the link for the Discord, it's called Scale Modeler Safeport. So you guys can, anytime that you want, you can join in and say hello. There you go, guys. We have our Discord address on there, so if you guys want to join in, feel free to. It's a Discord with just over 200 members. A very, very tight community, very lovely community. always willing to help, always willing to give you the attention that you might need to do your builds. If you need any advice or anything like that. Now we are adding the silver onto the pallet paddles. There we go. Now we can just to make it dry it quicker. Now, I usually go with red and yellow for the buttons. Ouch. The airbrush was on my way. And we are with 1 hour and a half of streaming already. So as you guys can see, it's not a quick process, but fairly. So what I tend to do is on the buttons, make them stand out. So apply a little bit of red here and there. In all honesty, I don't know if what I'm using is right or wrong, but just gives a nice effect to the cockpit and to the buttons. I do apologize for those of you that like it to have historically accurate, but on this scale we have to come up with something just to make it stand out. So yellow is done. So red is done. Sorry guys, I'm turning colorblind. Do I have any yellow on here? That's all. Oh, it's fucking dry. Oh, amazing. So this one goes on the bin. I'm sorry, it's not doing nothing here, so we need to get a different yellow. Let's go with the yellow green. Make it different. So TRND, what are you thinking so far? Informative, not informative? Are you getting something new, or are you just bored that you're like, oh, what a waste of time? I'm here watching. Yeah, I was wondering if you learning something new or just all that I'm saying you knew already. And it's being a completely waste of time. Right, there we go. I need to wash this one later. So I think the final part on this today will be applying the gloss coat over it, because then we have to wait for it to dry properly. And then on the next. Alright, and what you think? Any better? Any worse? Yeah. As long as you dry your brush properly, it's a lot simpler, a lot easier than the sponge technique. You just need to dry it properly. So now what I'm trying to do is bringing up the edges of the cockpit panel, again with a dry brush, and then just patiently go over it over and over again, just to make sure that every brush, but haven't thought of doing for ship. Yeah, some aspects are overlooked, but yeah, it's a good technique like any other, and you get the same result, or a much better controlled result when you're doing on such a small scale. Right, so now we go with the gloss, or maybe not. Do we want to go with the gloss today? I don't want to rush it and then causing problems. So what I think I'm gonna do is let the paint dry properly. So we have all our bits painted. All the cockpit is painted. Interior of the fuselage is painted. So what we're gonna do for today, we're gonna call it the evening, and we'll do the gloss next week, and we'll have we'll be sure that we'll be dry, and we'll have no issues with it, because I don't want to be doing gloss and all of a sudden this starts going bonkers. Usually Tamiya are pretty good paints, they dry quite fast, but the cockpit panel is Vallejo, might not be dry yet, and we don't want to have issues with this. So I think it was a very good live, a very good session. We got a lot done and painted. We covered a lot of stuff. So next week we're gonna do the gloss. We're gonna do the landing gear. I'm thinking if I'm gonna go by Wednesday or Friday, but we'll see how it goes. we'll see my availability, but if not Wednesday, by Friday I'll be here doing another stream. So I can really get to that point by next week. Yeah, small steps, and we'll get there. If you want to apply the gloss coat, feel free to TRND. I'm only gonna apply it next week because then I can work through the landing gear, through the wings as well, and then apply the decals on the cockpit. So small steps, slowly but surely we'll get there. Thank you ever so much, guys, for watching. It's very much appreciated. And like I said, if you guys are on that side and if you are enjoying what you're seeing, please consider dropping a like on the video and dropping a subscribe on the channel to get more updates. We are building the Grumman Wildcat F4F-4 from Airfix in 1/72 scale. Today we have achieved this. We've got the cockpit done and some of the fuselage painted. So now they will dry. Tomorrow, next week, I'm sorry, gloss coat on it and carry on with the other builds. Guys, thank you ever so much. No, thank you. Now I'm the one that needs to thank you, TRND, for being on that side with me, keeping company. Thank you ever so much, guys, for being on that side. Really appreciate it, guys. Hope you guys have a very nice evening, a very lovely weekend, and I'll see you around. Have a good one. See ya.